Hello, my brilliant students. A very warm welcome to all of you WAEC, NECO, and JAMB candidates joining me today. We are about to jump into one of the most important topics in your entire syllabus, commerce. We're talking its meaning, its scope, its characteristics, and its functions. So grab your notes and let's get right into it. So, you might be asking, why are we starting here? Well, it's simple. This topic is what I call a certified high score. Seriously, examiners absolutely love it. You're going to see it in your objective questions, in your theory section, and even in essays. If you master what we covered today, you are basically banking guaranteed marks for your exams. Okay, here's our game plan for today. First, we'll lay the foundation, looking right at the syllabus. Then we'll dive deep into the meaning, scope, characteristics, and functions. After that, and this is the fun part, we're going to tackle real past questions together. And to finish, I'll give you a powerful summary and some killer exam tips to help you lock in that A1. Right then, let's kick things off with section 1. Think of this as our foundation. We need to be crystal clear on what the official syllabus, the one the examiners use, actually expect you to know about this topic. And here it is right on your screen. This is straight from the WAEC and NECO syllabus. They want you to know 4 key things: the meaning of commerce, its scope, which, as you can see, is broken down into trade and aids to trade, its characteristics, and of course, its functions in an economy. I want you to know that everything we cover today is 100% aligned with this, so relax, you are learning exactly what you need to pass. Let's get into the main event, section 2. We are now diving into the core concepts, starting with the biggest question of all. What in the world is commerce anyway? Okay, this is the textbook definition you absolutely must know. Commerce covers all the activities involved in the exchange, distribution, and transfer of goods and services, all the way from the people who make them, the producers, to us, the people who use them, the consumers. And crucially, it also includes all the helpers or aids that make this whole process run smoothly. It's all around us. When you buy gari in a Lagos market, that's commerce in action. When Nigeria exports crude oil from Port Harcourt to another country, that entire massive process, that is commerce. Now, this is a point where a lot of students get confused, so let's clear it up right now. The difference between industry and commerce is actually really simple. Industry produces things, it makes the goods. Think of the Dangote cement factory churning out bags of cement. Commerce, on the other hand, is all about the exchange and distribution of those goods. So think of Bonogun Market in Lagos, where thousands of different items that have already been produced are bought and sold every single day. So remember this: industry creates, commerce moves. Simple as that. The scope of commerce can feel really big, but it's actually easy to understand when you break it down into its 2 main branches. That's it, just 2. First, you have trade, which is the actual core activity of buying and selling. And second, you have the aids to trade. These are all the support services that make trade happen in the first place. Let's look at each one a bit closer. Okay, so let's look at trade. It's also divided into 2 types. First, we have home trade. This is all the buying and selling that happens right here within Nigeria. A perfect example is a trader who buys those beautiful fabrics from Aba and then sells them in their shop in Ibadan. That's home trade. Then you have foreign trade, which is buying and selling across borders between countries. Think about when we export Nigerian cocoa to Europe or when we import cars from Japan. So to keep it simple, home trade is local, foreign trade is international. Now for that second branch, the aids to trade. Honestly, these are the unsung heroes of commerce. Without them, trade would be incredibly difficult, maybe even impossible. We're talking about banking, like GT Bank, providing the money and payment systems for transactions. We have insurance, which protects goods against risks like fire or theft. Transportation, like all those trucks you see on the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, physically moving the goods. Warehousing gives a place to store goods safely, like silos for grains. Advertising, you see it everywhere, those big billboards for Indomie, letting people know about products. And of course, communication, like when you use your phone or the internet to order something from Jumia. All of these services work together to help trade happen smoothly. Excellent. I think we've got a solid grip on that now. So, since we understand what commerce is and its scope, let's push on to Section 3. Here, we're going to look at the unique features that define commerce and, maybe more importantly, the huge role it plays in our nation's economy. So, what makes something a commercial activity? Well, first, it's always exchange-oriented, and voluntary trade happens. It's an economic activity that aims to create value, or what we call utility. It always involves bearing risks. A trader's goods could get stolen, or market prices could suddenly crash. It's also driven by a profit motive. People are in it to earn an income. It's interdependent. It just can't exist without production on one side and consumption on the other. And finally, commerce is dynamic. It's always changing. Think about it. Commerce in Nigeria has evolved from the old system of trade by barter all the way to the e-commerce websites like Jumia and Konga we use today. So, what does commerce actually do for us as a country? What are its functions? Well, it connects producers and consumers, bridging that gap. It creates massive employment. Just think of all the people working in retail, banking, or transport. Think of a place like Computer Village in Ikeja. It improves our standard of living by making all sorts of goods available to us. It generates revenue for the government through taxes and duties, which can then be used for projects. It also promotes specialization, allowing a region like the Niger Delta to focus on oil, while other regions can focus on agriculture. You see, commerce is truly the engine that drives our economy. All right, theory time is officially over. Now for what I think is the most exciting part, applying all this knowledge to smash some real exam questions. This is where the magic happens. This is how you prove to the examiner that you really know your stuff. So I need you to pay close attention now. Okay, here's our first one, and it's from WAEC. The question says, the process of buying and selling and distribution of goods and services is known as... Now, before you even look at the options, focus on the keywords. The question says buying and selling and distribution. That "and" is so important. Let's break this down together. The keywords, as we said, are buying and selling and distribution. Now, let's look at our options. Option A, retail trade, and option E, wholesale trade. Well, those are just parts of trade, right? They don't cover the whole picture, especially not distribution and all the aids. Option C and D are marketing terms, so we can eliminate those. That leaves us with only one option that covers the entire process. Option B, commerce. So the correct answer is B. The most common mistake here is for students to pick A or E, but remember, trade is just one part of commerce. Commerce is the whole shebang. Let's switch gears and tackle a JAMB question now. You know, JAMB really loves to test you on precise definitions. This one asks, commerce is defined as the study of... Let's analyze these options very carefully. Okay, let's dissect this one. Option A, talking about how man utilizes resources in his environment, that's the definition of economics. Option B, which talks about producing, distributing, and consuming, again, that's economics because it includes production and consumption. What about option C, changing raw materials into finished goods? Well, we just learnt that industry. So that leaves us with option C, how man buys, sells, and distributes goods and services. That is the perfect, precise definition of commerce. So C is our answer. The big trap here is mixing up the definitions of commerce and economics. Just focus on those core activities: buys, sells, and distributes. And for our final practice question, we've got one from NECO. This one zooms in on a specific part of the syllabus. It asks, aids to trade refers to... So, this question is all about identifying the correct list of those support services we talked about. Have a good look and see if you can spot the correct combination. So the key here is to find the list that has only aids to trade and nothing else. Let's look at option A. It includes export and import. Wait a minute, is that an aid? No, that's a type of foreign trade, so A is definitely out. Option C has the same problem. It includes import and export, so that's also wrong. Now, if you look at options B, D, and E, they all list correct aids. So which one is the best answer? We are looking for the most complete list. Option B lists advertising, transport, banking, insurance, and warehousing. That looks pretty complete. Option D seems to be missing transport and warehousing. Option E is missing advertising and communication. Therefore, option B is the most comprehensive and correct list. The common mistake here is simple, mixing up the two branches of commerce. Remember, aids support trade, they are not trade itself. And just like that, we've done it. We've gone through the theory and we've practiced with real official questions. Now for our final section, let's wrap everything up with a quick summary and some powerful tips that are going to give you a serious edge in that exam hall. Here it is, a simple table, perfect for your quick revision. What's the meaning of commerce? It's about exchange and distribution. What's its scope? It's trade plus the aids to trade. What are its key characteristics? It's exchange-oriented and it involves risk-bearing. And what are its vital functions? It creates jobs and improves our standard of living. I'd recommend you screenshot this page. It's perfect for some last-minute revision before you walk into the exam. And now for my personal killer exam tips. Listen closely. Number 1, in any essay question, always define your key term first. Start your answer with commerce can be defined as. It's an easy way to pick up marks. 2, please use headings and numbered points. It makes your answer look neat, organized, and it's so much easier for the examiner to mark. 3, never ever confuse trade with commerce. It is the most common mistake students make. To help you, remember my simple formula. Commerce equals trade plus aids to trade, or T plus A. So before you leave, ask yourself this question. Can I confidently define commerce, list 3 of its characteristics, and explain 4 of its functions using real Nigerian examples? If your answer is yes, then you are ready to smash this topic. I really hope you found this lesson helpful. If you did, please do me a favor and give this video a like. And more importantly, share it with your classmates and friends, anyone who is also preparing for WAEC, NECO, and JAMB. Make sure you subscribe to our channel right now so you don't miss the next topic. Also, be sure to visit www.examkp.com for thousands of free practice questions and answers. Keep studying hard. You've got this. Let's smash these exams.